So I wanted to share something really cool that happened yesterday night. God blessed me. I was struggling with some really tough things, and one of the things that I said to God in my heart was that, if I am hearing the voice of God, and God is real, what I'm listening to, and it's not some delusional spirit or something that's not of God, then God would be able to speak to me Bible verses and speak to me in the situation. And the situation that I'm under, this is only a part of it, it isn't the bigger part of what I was dealing with, is waiting for this fulfillment that God has promised that would come, that my wife would come back. And that he would restore, even though he's shown all these things, even though he's caused people to have dreams about this, even though he's taken strangers to speak to me about it, I still need confirmation to keep going. And God said, look at Revelations 21:6. And there was a part of me that almost didn't want to, because then, what if the voice that I hear that I think is God isn't God? Then maybe I just give up, right? Maybe I'm done. And so that was kind of the place in my heart. And God said Revelations 21:6, and I thought, well, what's the point of living a lie? So I went to go pick it up. And this is what it said here. It said that Revelation 21:6 says, I am the Alpha and the Omega. I am the beginning and the end, right? Am I speaking to God? And God's saying, I am the Alpha and the Omega. Gideon, you're speaking to me. I am the beginning and the end. And I will give to him, he was saying to me, right? I will give to you, that is Athirst, of the fountain of the water of life freely. And so I was like, what is Athirst? What does that mean? And I looked it up, and this is what it said. It says, very eager to get something. She was athirst for news, right? Be thirsty. Be so desperately thirsty and believing that God will bring forth what he said he would bring forth. And that was, part of that is Kaylin, part of that is some other things too, but God is bringing the fulfillment of what he said that he would do, and he said, you are listening to the Alpha and the Omega, Gideon, right? And then the verses didn't stop, all right? So part of coming back together is getting married, right? And getting remarried technically to Kaylin. I'm divorced, right? So it'd be remarriage. It'd be something new, something fresh. And guess who's going to be there? Jesus said to me, he said, check out John 2:2. What does John 2:2 say? So I might as well take a look at that if I looked at the first one, right? And this is what it said. Who's going to be there? Who's going to be there at my wedding? Jesus and his disciples had also been invited to the wedding. Of course they have been. God's going to be there at the wedding. And then, to top off the cherry on the cake, because I've been having such a hard day, God said Malachi 1:2. He's going to bring Kayla and I back together. He's going to be there at the wedding, him and the disciples. And the cherry on the cake to keep me going is this. I have loved you, says the Lord. Right? Put me at ease. But you ask, how have you loved us, right? Am I really listening to God? Have you really loved me? Is this all just fake? Is this made up? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, declares the Lord, yet I have loved Jacob. I have always loved you, Yeshua is saying to me. He loved my ancestors before me, and he loves me. And he's going to be with me, and he's not going to give up on me. He's going to bring everything to fruition. He's going to complete the wedding that he promised. Kaylin's going to come back. And Jesus and the disciples are going to be there. Jesus is going to be there, and he loves me. So that's what he spoke to me yesterday. And then this morning, Sid Roth was just a continuation of that. That 2020 was a year of declaration. Let me see what's the episode here, just to have it on record. How to encounter the Holy Spirit fire. And 2020 was a time to prophesy and declare. Guess what my spiritual gifting is? Prophet. Guess what God said that, and these, I've done testing since this, and it proves that too. I'm learning more of what it means to be a prophet. God said to me that my first child would be named Isaiah, right? And that he'd be a greater prophet than me. That's how that I heard God say to me that I'm a prophet. Is that my son would be a greater prophet than me, right? So if he's going to be a greater prophet than me, then that means that I must also be a prophet, right? To even have that ability, which it's turned out to be true. And that all these things that we were speaking out in 2020, right, that we were supposed to prophesy, all the prophets supposed to prophesy, including Kaylin, did not come to pass in 2020, but it will come to pass now. And that's what God's been saying to me, and that's going to come to pass now. And if it doesn't, then, like I said to Yeshua yesterday, then what was the point? Then I should just give up. But God says no. He says press in. He says press in and eagerly wait for what I'm bringing. That he will bring it. Now I got to watch him bring it. So, just wanted to share that with you. It was good encouragement to kind of hold me through the night and to keep me going through the day. And God didn't stop his word.